Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, this kit comes with digital control valve right here, upper distribution basket, a resin tank, a riser tube is pre-installed, as you can see right here, and a bottom distribution basket which is pre-installed inside the tank. And this kit is a 64,000 grain, so which is good for 6 people for the whole house. High strength bypass valve, the power cord, yoke connection right here is a 1-inch, brine tank lid, grid plate, brine tank, this one to hold the salt, brine well and float valve which is pre-installed inside here. That's the float valve pre-installed. This is the brine line and the drain line, the big one. And this kit comes with the carbon filter and the housing and the mounting bracket. So that's where the water inlet would go through this filter first, carbon filter, before it goes into the water softener system. And it's also come with these fittings. The carbon filter housing removal tool and the fittings for this piping. First thing first, you're gonna mount the control valve, which is this unit right here. You're gonna need to remove this screw, take the bracket out on both sides. Now use the supply grease and grease this O-ring right here. Now just use your finger kind of spread it out. And then connect this piece right here. And then put the bracket back on. Make sure to tighten the screw all the way down. Now do it on the other side. Looks Looks good. Nice and tight, but not too tight, because this one is plastic. You don't want to crack it. Go ahead and take this plastic off and use the same grease that comes with the kit. Lubricate the O-ring right here. There's one inside here, and one right here, the big one. Now install the upper basket. You see this little tab right here? You line up with this slot right here and then turn counterclockwise until it locks. In there like so, and then turn counterclockwise. There you go. Now it locks. Now remove this cap and put a little bit of grease on here. Now don't lubricate this thread right here and this thread, because if you lubricate it, you're gonna over tighten the valve. You don't want that. Now install the valve. Make sure it goes down easily. Push the valve in like so. Now turn it, tighten it. Just use your hand to tighten it. Not too tight, just kind of snug it. Don't use any tool. And then just use your hand right here. Kind of tap on it. There you go. That's all you needed. What I'm making right now is the mount for water filter housing. I'm using the screws that comes with the kit for mounting the water filter housing. Now you want to put a little bit of grease right here onto the O-ring and put the carbon filter into the housing. A little bit of grease right here. You don't have to put too much, just lightly. Alright. Now install the carbon filter. Let's drop it in. Make sure it's tight. Now this one is in and this one's water out. So I'm gonna leave the inlet on this side right here. Just the way I want it. See right here, that water inlet will come in right here. The outlet goes out this way. I'm using these, the one that comes with the kit, NPT 1" both end. I'm gonna wrap these with a PVC tape on both end. You do it about 10 rounds, between 8 and 12. Before you install this right here, put a little bit of grease right here on the O-ring so it can seal better. Don't over tighten this because you're gonna break it. It's plastic, so remember that. Just about right there. Now do the same way on this side right here. Now I'm using this right here, 1" by 1" FNPT PEX for PEX pipe. I'm gonna use all that for my system because it's easier to install. So I'm gonna tape this up with PVC tape, put a little grease on here onto the O-ring, and install this right here. So when I'm ready to connect all the lines, I can just cut the 1" PEX and just connect it in. Oh, just to let you know, this is not a PVC tape, it's a Teflon tape. Now you can see that the pipe go all the way up here. I'm gonna put an angle on it, 90 degrees, and shoot straight through and tap into that main PEX pipe right there. That's a 1" PEX pipe, and that's the valve, the main shutoff valve that I installed a couple months ago. I'm gonna cut about right here. This one I'm using right here, 1" elbow, and shark bite PEX clamp 1 inch. What I'm gonna do right here is put a 90-degree elbow right here and install a shutoff valve right here, right before the filter. And this is the tool right here, the crimping tool. This you're gonna use to crimp this shark bite 1 inch right here. Now when you crimp this tool, make sure it's within the middle of this one right here, in the middle, half and half, not like that or not back here. Make sure it's within the middle. Put this in. Just like so. Then use this tool. Put it in right here. Press it down. That's it. This is how you crimp a PEX-Pipe. Nice and tight. On this right here, you do the same thing. Make sure it stays in the middle before you crimp it. See what I did? I installed this first, and this right here, once it's in, you can't take it out. The only way to take it out is cut this out. So it's a one-shot deal. Once you push it in, you can see this little green tab right here. That means it's all the way in and locked. So this one you cannot remove it. The only way to remove it is to cut it off. You want to wrap around a Teflon tape between 8 to 12 wrap. Probably just do it around 10, and then I'm gonna install this right here on both sides. Now you can see right here, this one is in. That means I'm gonna connect this one to that main water line right here, out there, the carbon filter. And this one's out. That means the water is going out. This one gonna go into the house. Alright, this is what I did. Water in. Right here, from the main water out to the carbon filter into this port, and this one is out going to the house. So I'm gonna add a 90 degrees right here and shoot all the way up to the ceiling. Also, I'm gonna install a shut-off valve right here. Now install this right here. 90 degree going up. This what it looks like right here. You can see right here 2 pipes coming up. This one is for the main water going to the carbon filter, and that one right there is the water out going into the house after the water softener. This right here for the main water, I'm gonna connect this one, angle it out, and connect to that one right there, the one before the main shutoff valve. And this one, the one that after the water softener, I'm gonna angle that one and connect it to this line right here. That's for the house. So this is how it's gonna look like. That one to the main water line. Now the second pipe gonna go into the house. Right there. It's gonna tee it off from that one right there. That blue hose. That one's a 3/4 PEX pipe. And the white one is a 1-inch PEX pipe. Alright, now it's time to assemble the brine tank. Usually it will pre-install for you, but I took it apart already so I can check all the parts and stuff. You need to put the grid plate. You can see right here, there's 2 holes right here. Put the grid plate down like this. Make sure that hole right there on the same side as these 2 holes. Now install the float valve right here. You can see right here there's a little float down there. It goes down inside that hole right there. Push it down just like so. That's how it should look like. And this hole right here, they made this one for the overflow valve, so it's optional if you want to install it or not, but I want to install it just in case it's overflowing. But usually it will not overflow because it has a little shut-off valve right here to prevent the water from leaking out. When you install this right here, make sure the silicone washer is inside this part right here so the water wouldn't leaking out. Just hand tighten because this one is plastic. Now connect this hose right here. Goes through the top hole. Second one. And push it in right here. Now you want to connect this hose right here to this outlet right here going into the tank. What you do is you remove this clip, remove it out. This clip is the locking clip right here. You put the hose in and you lock it in. Make sure it's in all the way. Put the clip, the locking clip in until it snaps. Just like that. I think I put the cap back on right here. Now I'm going to connect this drain hose to this right here. Remove the locking clip, push the hose in, and put the locking clip back on. Put the locking clip back on. What I'm doing right now, I'm gonna remove this whole piece right here, and I'm gonna reconfigure with the PEX pipe, 1-inch PEX pipe. This is what I'm using, 1 inch by 1 inch MNPT, which is this one. I'm gonna use the original screw and the rubber washer to connect it to this hole right here. This is actually for the overflow drain for my water heater. Alright, this is what I did. Put a little 90-degree angle right here and the T, so I can connect a long pipe up here, so the waste water hose for the water softener system can go inside that pipe. And then this one is stick outside the wall toward the yard, so it can drain out into the grass. Now you see what I did? Then I'm gonna connect a long pipe all the way up about right here. Alright, this is what it looks like. And the wastewater drain hose will go down in there. Alright, I have to cut this tube because it's too long. Once I cut it, I'm gonna thread the tube down into that pipe right there. See that tube? And the outside, I add a 90-degree angle, so the water would drop down here instead of going back into the pipe. Okay, this can be the design that I came up with. I'm gonna put another shutoff valve right here, and I'm gonna tee this off going that way for the outside faucet, and tee this one off also and going into the outside faucet, which is right here for the front of the house. And that outside faucet for the backyard. Now I already installed shutoff valve right here. That's my second one. I got another one right here, the secondary shutoff valve. You can see this right here. That's where the builder teed this off into a 1/2-inch pipe and shoot all the way down to that over there. That's for the outside faucet for the backyard. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this off and cap this off right here, and then connect this pipe right here all the way back over there where I installed the shutoff valve. So I'm using right here, 1 by 1 by 3/4. Push to connect T. So I'm gonna tee this right here. I'm gonna use 2 of them, and it's gonna come out to a 3/4, and then I have to reduce it to a 1/2 inch, so I can connect it to that line over there for the backyard faucet. Now you see what I did? This one is a 1 inch. Got a T right there. Come out to a 3/4 and 3/4 reduced to 1/2 inch. When you crimp this kind of pipe, when you're using this kind of crimp, those copper ring, you need to use this right here from Shark Bite. And once you crimp it down, there's a gauge that comes with it. It's a go and no go gauge. This one is a 3/4, so you look at for the 3/4 inch. This is 3/4 inch right here. No go gauge. That's a no go. So that one's good. And then use the 3/4 inch go gauge. That's a go. Right there. You can see. So that is good. Oh, right here. 1/2 inch. That's a go gauge right there. And this one is a no go gauge. So if it does go in on a no go gauge, that means you have to redo the crimp. You measure the go gauge right here and it doesn't go, that means you have to crimp it down some more. Now this side's done. See how I tee that one off into a 3/4 into 1/2 inch. Shoot all the way down to that right there, and a 90 degree angle. Go back that way toward the front of the house. That's what for the front yard faucet. And I kept this off. Okay, this is what I did. I kept this off and connect this pipe right here to that red pipe over there. And this one is going to the backyard faucet. Now I'm gonna tee this off from right there. Tee it off right here and connect to this pipe right here all the way to that pipe. That's the pipe going into the water softener system. You see right here? I tee this off. This pipe lead to the inlet of the water softener. Now one more pipe left is this right here. That's the outlet for the water softener. So I'm gonna connect this pipe, tee it off to this pipe right here. That's for the house and the water heater. Alright, this done. See how I tee off this right here? 3/4 inch tee, and then get the 1 inch reducer, 1 inch to 3/4, connect to that and turn to a 1 inch. And this pipe leads to the outlet of water softener. Now it's time to turn on the main shutoff valve out there on the street and check for leaks. Alright, the main water has been turned on from the street. Now let's check the first point. This one, okay, no leak. Now I'm gonna turn on the water. Alright, now check for this point right here. Okay, no water dripping. It's good. That one's good. Next, this one. It's good. That's good. This one. Good. This one. Very good, no leak. Check this T right here. No leak. Perfect. Now I'm gonna follow this lead over there and check for the connector. Make sure it's not leaking. Alright. No leak. Good. And this connector right here. Alright. It's good. Now I'm going to turn on a secondary shutoff valve. This one will go to the house. Now, I need to check for leaks. Now check for the one that I capped off. Make sure there's no leak. Okay. This T right here. No leak. No leak. That's good. Another one that I kept off. Good. No leak. I'm gonna shut off the secondary valve so no water would go inside the house. And that's the main valve where the main water comes in without the treatment. So it's gonna go down, and that one shut off, and it's gonna move down here all the way to the inlet of water softener system. Check these two. There's no leak. It's good. Now you probably wonder why I have to tee off this one right here and pipe down to the backyard faucet and this one to the front yard faucet, because the plants don't like treatment water, because the water softener system use salt to treat the water. So there's too much sodium in the water, and then it will kill the plants. Before I turn on this valve, I gotta put this into a bypass position, which should turn this way. That's a bypass position. You need to let it run for a little bit to flush all the air out of the system before you put it back into the operating position. This is what it looks like. Now the second bag. And the last step is to pour 5 gallons of tap water into this brine tank right here. Okay, this is the first gallon. Second gallon. Third gallon. Fourth gallon. Now, this is the last 5th gallon right here. Gotta plug it in. Alright, open this cover. Now it's time to turn on the valve. Slowly. Okay, this one's good. No leak. No leak here. No leak right here either. Good. Alright, no leak. Everything's good. Now this is the last valve that I'm gonna open. Alright, no leak. Now I gotta go check up there, make sure there's no leak. Alright, everything looks good. No water leaks anywhere. The reason that I added a secondary shutoff valve is just in case I have to work on the brine tank or the water softener system, I can bypass it by turn that valve on, and then the main water would go into the house while I'm working on the water softener system. So right now it's shut off because I want that water to go in and treat it at the water softener, and then come out from this line and supply the whole house with it. The next step before turning on the system, you need to turn on the faucet, get all the air out of the system first. Now the first startup, you hold this down for 5 seconds This is the first screen you're gonna see when you plug in the power. Hold this down for 5 seconds. Now you will come to this screen. Go to BW, which is go to backwash. Now the valve is in the backwash position. Now you can see this screen right here. That's 15 minutes. That's backwash. So it's gonna start counting down. Next step is to slowly turn on the valve, the inlet valve right here. So you can allow the water to go into the tank. Now you just open it slowly, let the water fill in the tank, and it's gonna bleed out the air into the drain line. You see the water drain out? That's bleeding out the air from the tank. Now this is the process of filling the water into this tank right here. So the system is trying to bleed the air out. That's why you hear this little gargling noise right here, because there's a lot of air inside the tank. So the tank's almost filled up right now. I have 7 minutes left for the backwash. Now slowly open the valve some more. Now you can see it start draining out, getting all the air out of the system. Now there's a lot of water coming out now. Alright, 1 minute to go. So the backwash is done. Now you're gonna see this screen right here, 60 minutes. BD, just a brine draw. What it is that it's gonna draw out the salt water in here for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now you can turn this valve on all the way. Now this step right here, the brine draw, is drawing the salt water into the resin, so it'll allow the salt water to bond with the resin. Okay, now it's done. Now it says go to RR, which is rapid rinse. It's showing 10 minutes. RR, that's rapid rinse. It's gonna rinse out the salt from the resin inside the tank. Now once this cycle is completed, then it's gonna move to the next screen, which is BF, brine fill, which is gonna fill up the water into the brine tank. Alright, now let's go to BF, brine fill. It's gonna fill up the water into the tank. Now during the brine fill, go ahead and turn this valve all the way on. It's gonna fill water into this brine tank right here. You can see that right there. And it's during the process of brine fill, there's no water coming out. So right now it's filling the brine tank with water. You can see that water start rising. It's filling up the tank right now. Now once the tank fill up halfway, it's gonna stop. You're gonna shut the water off. That's where your mechanism inside there the float will shut the water off. 6 more minutes to go. Alright, it's getting filled up now. 1 minute. Okay, this is done. And as you can see, the water shut off. So it's gonna fill only halfway. Go ahead and open this valve up. That goes to the house. That one's open. That's it. It's done. Regeneration is done. And oh, one more thing. You need to go inside the house and turn on the cold water to the closest faucet, so it can drain that dirty water out. Don't forget to close the lid. Once the regeneration cycle is done, it's gonna bring you to this screen right here. Now you need to set up the clock. Press these two buttons together to set up the time. Now it brings you to set time. Press the enter button to set the time right there. Push the up arrow. Looks like this one is military time. So right now it's about 3 o'clock, which is 1500 hours. Then press enter to move to the minute. Right there. Now it's 32 minutes. 3:32. Press enter again. This system right here comes with 3 modes, which is time, meter, delay, timer, and meter. But you want to leave at TM, time, meter, delay. That's when the factory set it to regenerating at 2 a.m. in the morning. Types, it comes with 3 types, which is, like I said earlier, time, meter, delay, timer, and meter. So you want to leave at time, meter, delay. That's when it regenerate at 2 a.m. in the morning. If you hit scroll up there, it's gonna have T right there. That's for timer. You can set the timer on it. And the meter. This one's gonna regenerate when it runs out of water. Then it's gonna regenerate immediately. So you want to leave it at TM. Press enter. Now you want to hit enter. Now make sure this one you can set to a different unit, into a gallon, liter, or cubic meters. So I'm gonna set at a gallon, at 1,000 gallon. Now you can change the gallon. You can do like 500 gallons or whatever you want, but I'm gonna leave it at 1,000 gallon. BF, brine fill. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. It'll take 12 minutes. And then gonna take you to this screen right here. Back to the original screen. That's it. The setting is done. And just in case if you messed up or you want to go back to whatever screen you are in, like let's say you in the screen and then you want to go back to the original screen, just press this button right here. It's gonna bring you back to this screen. That's it. Close the cover. All done. Thanks for watching.